Hello, everybody, and welcome to the season one finale of Iron, Dust, and Blood. We've been on a bit of a roller coaster ride with this group, and we left on a bit of a note last time that not everybody in the party got because we had a unique interaction with this game where we had a one-on-one episode early on. So we are on episode 18. So we've run 18 episodes with this cast, and I'm loving it, and I love this cast, and look forward to season 2 on down the road. But first, we have to finish the finale. To that end, I just want to bring attention to a couple things real quick. So on our store, bardandbarbarian.com, we just released the Gatlin Horse t-shirt, which is really, really cool. Shipping is included in the price. We're going to run a pre-order, and then we will ship directly from our printer who's in Florida. So check those out. All of the proceeds will be going directly to this wonderful cast. It's a great way to support them and to get a cool piece of Iron, Dust, and Blood memorabilia. And we also have a couple of the insulated mugs with tits, guns, and dynamite on one side that are still available on the store. And that can be found at bardandbarbarian.com. In addition to that, we have a bring the pain meter going on at the bottom of this here screen. If we reach a cumulative.
Cumulative.
Thank you. Cumulative total of $50. At some point, dramatically appropriate, I get to choose one character that automatically fails a roll, and that one we'll see how that goes. So every increment of $50 that rolls in, and all of that proceeds go directly to this cast to compensate them for giving up their Thursday evenings every week, and we really, really appreciate that. And with that, let's do a quick around the room before we jump right into this rootin' tootin' finale. Mags Monroe, who you are and who's playing you?
Well, hi. I'm Mags Monroe. You can call me Mags if you're my friend. But all my legal papers do not go by the name of Magnesium. I'm Miss Molly Monroe. I here am the sister of Maybelle Monroe, and I am played. My skin is inhabited by the the gorgeous and amazingly talented Emily, who who is the special friend here at Bard and Barbarian.
Masterfully done. Let's travel up north to Mr. Ulrich Wolf.
Howdy. I am the bounty hunter Ulrich Wolf, and I have been played by the enigmatic Lord Fancy himself.
Great word. And traveling out to the west coast with Dallas Rex.
Yeah, hey everybody. My name is Mason Dula. I'm playing Dallas Rex, a sheriff in exile, I guess now. Might be the best way I can think of it.
He's on vacation.
Yeah, we're on I'm one I don't intend to return from. But yeah, we're having a good time. It's the finale. Do all the things Justice said, and we're gonna blow some stuff up.
What? And last but not least, Ms. Maybelle Monroe.
Hi. I'm Maybelle. I'm probably the thing that's gonna get blown up. I'm played by the rootin' tootin' Diana. You might have seen me once or twice here on Bard and Barbarian, doing things.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
Thank you all for joining us on this Rootin' Tootin' finale. Thank the cast for all that they've done, and we're going to dive right in here. After months of travel, some of it in real time, some of it accelerated time, our party has finally arrived at the town of Cheyenne, where they were set to meet with the Logan Boone gang and get to the bottom of this strange ritual that had been alluded to. They were directed to the rattlesnake's coil by a note that they found on a shaman that they defeated. And when they arrived in town, the party promptly split up to do some investigating individually. Sheriff Rex did a perimeter of the town of Cheyenne, and on his way, he saw a familiar face, but ignored him. It was Logan Boone in an alleyway motioning for him. He promptly returned to the hotel to wait for the remainder of the party to arrive. Meanwhile, Ulrich went to see the marshal in the area, and he was told by the marshal that Logan Boone had been caught and hung, that he had come all this way for no reason. Sorry, I just figured out that I can move myself in Zoom. It surprised me. And he made his way towards the rattlesnake's coil in an attempt to... What were you attempting to do, Ulrich?
Well, I tried to find the girls at the general store, where they said they'd be, but clearly they had other intentions, and I knew exactly where to find them.
That's right. Sheriff, after waiting for an hour and nobody had returned, decided to embark out into the town himself and attempt to find the rest of his friends. Meanwhile, Maybelle and Mags had visited a general store and really done some primo scouting and scouted out the rattlesnake's coil. And right as we ended, they decided to speak with the gentleman that was resting on the porch of the rattlesnake's coil, and they were greeted with a very strange response of, "Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the rattlesnake's coil. Come on in. It'll be a grand time," or something of that effect. We're going to re-enter the town of Cheyenne with the Monroe sisters conversing with this gentleman as Ulrich comes around the corner here with the general store is right and the rattlesnake's coil directly ahead, and he sees the young ladies conversing with the gentleman on the porch here. How do you respond, Mags and Maybelle, to this strange greeting?
I don't know. Should we go in? What do you think?
Sure, come on in for a beverage. It's nice and cool inside.
He seems really friendly. Are you sure that this is all supposed to be criminals?
I'm just going off what I've been told. I mean, there's only one way for us to find out.
Well, maybe Logan and his band cleared them all out. This could be a wholesome place now.
Mayhaps.
What does this guy on the porch look like?
He is dressed in mostly black. He has silver chase details on his jacket, on his gun belt. He has a well-worn pistol in his hip holster, with just a very sinister appearance. But his face is smiling, sort of blank in the eyes.
Mags, something about this doesn't feel quite right. And we did promise that we'd behave ourselves. Maybe we should go drop the supplies off and then come back.
Where are you going off to? Come on in. Grab a drink.
We will.
Gamble a little.
No. That's a sin.
Oh, there's no sins in Cheyenne. God checks his hat at the door.
Let's go.
I'll half turn to argue with him, but when Meg says let's go, I listen, because she could probably pick me up and toss me like a discus down the street if she wanted. So Actually, that's a dream I've had several times. Anyway,
Ulrich, you come around the corner, and right as the ladies begin to disengage this conversation, you do catch just a snippet of what the gentleman is saying to him.
Ladies,
hi, Ulrich.
Gentleman.
Why, hello there, friend. Why don't you bring yourself and your companions on in?
I know that you're the grumpy sort of drunk who just growls at everyone who comes near him. Is this what a happy drunk looks like?
when he speaks to me, and I look at him, do I recognize this trance?
It is exactly what you saw on the citizens of Big Springs when you were waylaid in the town. He keeps repeating the same phrases over and over again, talking about, he's got some canned phrase about, come on in, it's a good time. The drinks are fresh, it's nice and cool, but then you notice he repeats it.
I think I'm fine, partner, thanks. Ladies, we need to talk.
Look, we just decided to go to the general store that was a little bit further away. We thought we might be able to do some scouting.
I'm not upset at you. You don't need to explain yourself.
Oh, will you carry this then?
Whatever it is, I'll take.
I hand him literally all of the supplies I was carrying.
All right.
Well, should we go back to the hotel?
Where y'all going?
Don't interact with him. Come. I'm gonna
It's
start
rude.
walking.
Feels real rude not to say anything to him, but
We'll be
alright.
back later.
Well, come on back.
See, that wasn't so hard.
And as soon as you get with about 20 feet away, he sits back down, props his feet up, pulls his hat back down over his eyes.
That's normal.
All right.
Meanwhile,
Oh, go ahead.
a couple blocks away, leaving the hotel, Sheriff, you are headed south towards where you know the rattlesnake's coil to be, when you hear something in an alley. Again, slightly shaded. Sheriff Rex. Sheriff Rex. And you look over and it's Maybelle, and she's motioning you towards the alley.
It did sound just like her.
Dallas, come here. I've got something to show you.
Should I be insulted?
Do I see Mags?
You do not see Max.
I'm gonna turn, but I'm not gonna step into the alley yet. What are you doing hiding back there?
I was assaulted. Some gentlemen, Mags and I were
Where's Mags?
we were looking at the general store, looking at the rattlesnake's coil, and we were jumped, and somebody grabbed Mags. They threw her in the trunk and threw her on the back of a wagon and drove away.
Do I notice? Would my character notice anything weird in speech patterns or anything, or is this just?
Let's give a either spot hidden or psychology.
How do I somehow have higher in psychology?
You got huge psychology.
Still failed though. Yeah. Fuck. Well, I'm gonna look. Which way did they go? Come on, let's. What are you hiding for? Mags is in trouble.
I know, but they went back. This is a faster way. It's a shortcut through town. Come on, they went towards the camps on the other side of town. I thought you were supposed to be over there.
I'm gonna follow. I will say I want to ask a question, because last time we were given more silver bullets due to me and Mags being working hard.
Smith buddies.
Mainly Mags, but I don't think anybody said they took any of those. I offered, but did anybody take any?
I mean, I thought that I just took all the ones. I have 17 silver bullets from last session on my character sheet.
Oh, I've put them on my character sheet. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I was being a jerk, so I refused to take any.
Fair. Well, then, do you want to split them with me, Mags? Maybe.
Let's say we split them.
I'll let you take 9, then I'll take 8.
Such a gentleman.
I already, yeah, that's me. I've already got those loaded in the chamber just so the keeper is aware.
You
But
going
Oh,
into
yeah.
a dangerous position. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And I follow Mabel.
She leads you down sort of it's this series of there's staircases, but it's definitely overshadowing, and some of the buildings are actually leaning together at the top, where this was sort of a ramshackle town that was just, it's a boom town thrown up when the railroad came through, and then people came in and stayed, basically. It seems to get, she's leading you deeper into the maze of these ramshackle buildings. When she stops suddenly and she turns around and she says, "Sheriff Rex, I know there's something I've been meaning to tell you." Roll me spot hidden.
Okay, that's hard success. I'm gonna spend 1 point of luck and make it a hard success.
And as she turns around and says that, you see for a moment, just a moment, she looks over your shoulder.
Are we at a dead end, or what's going on?
It continues down, but it's sort of this narrowing maze of passages through the backsides of these buildings.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna quickly. I mean, hand on the gun at this point, but I'm gonna quickly take a look over my shoulder.
You see Logan Boone behind you, and he's got a gun raised.
Well, that's not a way to greet a friend, is it?
How do we know that you're a friend? There's a lot of weird stuff going on. Why don't you go ahead and throw your gun down there, Sheriff? Did you get the spike?
I'm just gonna kind of keep. I'm gonna glance back at Mabel.
She's going to look fearful.
The two of you wouldn't mind if I performed a small ritual to make sure we're all who we say we are, would you?
I would 100% mind that.
I'm not sure I can trust you too much then. What about you, Mabel? Looking a bit stiff.
Give him what he wants, Sheriff. Hand over the spike. Go ahead. Just let him have it, and then he'll let us go.
Mabel. You know I don't have that.
She looks confused for a moment. And then she kind of, yes, you do. Don't be silly.
So, Logan, tell me how long you been here? Traipsing around these back alleys like this.
I'm a hunted man. I gotta keep my face hidden. But that's no mind. Just give me what I need, and let's move on. We gotta stop this thing.
What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna turn it over to the proper authorities. Oh, I forgot that he's got a British accent. I'm gonna turn it over to the proper authorities.
You normally have a British accent.
Ast, you got me.
Well, if it's all the same to the two of you, I think maybe I'm gonna make my way over to the saloon and get a drink.
I don't think you're going anywhere. And he
gonna
does
shoot
lose. You gonna draw?
I
You gotta
mean,
draw and shoot.
I'm a pretty quick shot. I had my hand on my gun already. So, I don't know.
Yeah. he's got his gun pointed at you. So let's, how do we do this? Let's roll. Roll me dodge first.
Okay. Oh boy.
And then firearms handgun.
Well, I didn't succeed on that dodge. This might be the end of my character, but I would like to not just move out of the way. I'm going to try and do like a dodge dive roll out of the way.
Okay.
Let's
meaning you're pushing your roll, and this could go very poorly for you.
This might be the end of the game for me right now. We'll see. Oh, that got cocked. Please do good.
Don't fuck me, Gil.
I got an extreme success.
Wow.
All right. What'd you roll for firearms?
Oh, good question. Let me do that. That is... I'm going to spend 2 points to make it a hard success. Oh, actually, are we point blank? We're pretty close.
Yeah, you guys are about 8 feet away from each other.
I'm gonna spin the luck anyways, just to go ahead and make this a hard success, so that I beat whatever level he gets. Hopefully.
Okay.
You tell me though.
Boy, I rolled a hard success on my shoot, and a failure on my dodge. So, you dive out of the way. And as soon as you start to move, he draws bead and fires.
Gil.
Gil. You hit the ground and sort of do this roll and come up on one knee a little bit closer. So you've moved about a foot closer, and the bullet catches him right in the chest. He slumps down to his knees, drops the gun, and you see him shimmer. And you start to see this reptilian skin come through the face of Logan Boone, when suddenly you feel...
I see, what is Maybell doing? Shit.
You feel a very hard blow to the back of your head, and the lights go out.
Well, if the sun's out, I guess then it's end of the universe anyways.
Mags, Maybell,
Yeah.
Ulrich. You are walking away from the rattlesnake's coil.
Should we maybe take some back alleys or something so they can't see us?
I'd rather not get into an alley.
I mean,
Boone's
we're
not
carrying
here.
Perfectly safe.
we're carrying all this stuff. Like, we just need to get back, I think.
Have either of you caught sight of Dallas?
I haven't seen him, but we need to catch back up with him. Boone's gone.
What?
What?
Spoke with Marshall. They tore him up. Buried him out in the hills. He ain't here.
But what about Hatoke? What about Mrs. Boone? What about the rest of his men?
Right?
I did not think it smart to stand around and ask. Especially considering the way that man was talking to you outside of that bar.
Well, he was mighty friendly. It was a little odd, but...
You don't know what it's like.
Would you put
be a
that thing
Monroe.
away for 5 minutes and have a conversation?
Good Springs. You know how I'd gotten lost from y'all? Showed back up a day later, foot in death. Whole town was different, changed. Way they interacted with you. Jilted. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. But just like that man, cheery as can be, stating the strangest oddities as if they were normal. I don't think that I don't think that bar's got any business for us to be in. I don't think this town is safe for us to stay in either. We need to find Rex, and we need to go.
Well, but hold on. Where are we gonna go? We don't have next steps. We don't have any direction.
We can discuss that when we find him. I'm gonna take a glance around. Is there anybody in the street?
It's what time do we say? We're afternoon, so 1 or 2 o'clock. So there's people around. As you get further away from the south side of town, there's more people just going about the business. You know, the morning crowd that you all saw when you first rolled into town is kind of shuffled off. So the folks that stayed up all night gambling and drinking and whoring and whatnot have kind of gone to sleep. Now their hangovers and whatnot are taking over. So it's more or less townsfolk at this point. So, you know, folks going about their errands and
Anybody
the normal life
paying us any mind?
Roll me spot hidden. Anybody that is attempting to see this can also roll a spot hidden. Anybody that's feeling suspicious about where they're at.
Say we all are acting kind of suspicious at this point. Oh, I don't know that that's the one I wanted to waste that on, but I have a very rootin' tootin' success.
I
Mabel, you
failed,
roll?
but
Okay.
but Mabel's probably just internally panicking since they haven't seen Dallas at this point.
You know, Ulrich is always got eyes in the back of the head. He's walking around swiveling, but he's also trying to talk, and Maybell's worried. But Mags, you notice maybe 1 out of 10 of the townsfolks around, maybe they pause just a little too long. Their eyes linger on you just a little too long. You know, it could just be, I mean, this is a large town for the West, but it's still a small town, and strangers aren't terribly common. They do have the railroad here now, but it could just be, you know, locals seeing somebody that's not from around here. But it seems like it's just a little too common that you catch somebody lingering on you.
Is anybody else getting the creeps from everyone? Literally everyone?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just Ulrich, Mags. He's not acting anything different than what we're
No,
used
no,
to.
no, no. I mean the people in here in Cheyenne, like the way that they just keep looking at us.
The good sheriff said he was patrolling outside, yeah?
I guess so.
He was gonna go check the camps.
Hopefully he found some good news.
Don't you think he would have come looking for us by now?
Wait, he did say he was gonna meet us, right?
Quite a while ago, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. I'm sure everything's fine, Belly. I'm sure.
I'm gonna quicken my pace back to the hotel, back to our lodging.
Everybody give me a listen check.
Hot damn.
Success.
Extreme.
Go, 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 go.
Another
I don't know
failure.
what that sound was, but I did it.
You're saving them.
Having a
You're
bad
saving
night.
them.
Yep, I'm waiting.
As you all are heading back towards the hotel, you hear 2 shots fired off to your left, down an alley.
I run after it.
I mean, you've heard some gunfire since you've been in here. You saw a man gunned down in the street.
I wasn't freaked out before.
All right. Maybell runs hell-mel down the street.
Oh God,
Maybell.
everything's gonna be fine. I go chasing after her.
Back. What stuff are you having me hold right now?
bunch of oranges.
Yeah, I drop that shit and take off.
Oh, but we'll get
They're gonna
scurvy.
bruise.
No, the oranges.
Should have thought of that before you went running off.
I should have thought of the
Scurvy.
oranges. My bad.
Yep.
Will no
Yep.
one think of the oranges?
Citrus is good for you. It's got so much vitamin C.
No, that's true.
We'll be cowboy pirates. Isn't that what you want?
Doesn't have
No.
electrolytes though.
Well, that's what plants crave.
Yeah.
So I find a dead Dallas.
Yep, he did. No.
No.
You all go tearing down the alley. And you've just been out in the sunlight. And when you go running down, it's dimmer in here, and you have a very difficult time seeing right away. Roll me, Maybell. Roll me. Too many systems.
Too many cooks?
Too many cooks in the kitchen. Isn't there just like a run thing?
I mean, dexterity.
Yeah. Roll me dexterity.
That is a success.
You run maybe 2 blocks down in, and it's getting dimmer as the buildings are kind of leaning in towards each other, and you have a very difficult time seeing, like I said, coming in out of the bright sun, and you just manage to not trip over a prone lump that you see in the middle of the alley there.
Does this prone lump resemble Dallas?
It is Dallas.
Is there anything else happening near me right this second?
Nope.
Do I sense any other living or unliving things?
No, there's nothing else immediately around you. Dallas has a bit of blood on the back of his, as you stand there and your eyes adjust, he has a bit of blood on the back of his head, and he is breathing.
I will kneel down beside him and get his head off of the cobblestones and kind of place it on my lap and just kind of sort of tap his cheeks, check his pulse, just see what his condition is right now.
There is no cobblestones. This is dirt,
Okay,
mud,
I
grossness.
get his head off of the dirt and mud and grossness.
Mags, you're right on her tail. So as soon as she and Ulrich, you're not far behind. As soon as she checks in to see what condition the condition is in, you I just wanted to say that. You all are right on her heels as she stops and stoops over this shadowy figure in the middle of the alley, and as you all get closer, you too can see that it is Dallas Rex, formerly known as Sheriff.
Dallas. Dallas, can you hear me? Mags, I don't know if he's breathing. Did
Let
he
me
fall?
check. What? Step back. And I'm gonna like lean in and try to like reach my like hand to see if I'm feeling a breath, and like my ear to his chest to see if I can hear any kind of pulse or anything.
Yep, roll me a medicine.
Yeah.
Or first aid, sorry.
I definitely went to not med school.
Can I
What's it?
feel the blood on the back of his head since I lifted his head and put it
That
in
is a
there?
success.
Yeah, he's breathing. His pulse is going. The blood that's on the back of his head is still damp, like it's still wet, but it's not like free flowing or something like that.
Okay.
And as you sit there with your head in his lap, his head in
Other
your
way
lap, and Ulrich comes rushing up, his eyes sort of flutter, and you come back to.
Dallas.
I'm gonna panic for a moment and look for my gun, like try and get out of her grasps, knowing
It's
that
okay,
she's.
it's okay. We're here.
I'm gonna back up as I look at the three of them.
What's the matter with you?
What?
What happened, Rex?
Dallas?
Are you? Is my gun anywhere nearby?
It's on the ground, but not far from you.
What do you want from me?
What?
What are you talking about?
Are you okay? Just take a deep breath. Did
Where's
something
the
happen?
spike?
What?
The
What's-
spike that we went to get, where is it?
Well, you have it, don't you?
Do I? Actually, I
Did
don't.
he have it? Who had
Yeah.
it?
I didn't
Yeah,
have it.
he had made a point to say that he was keeping it on his person
Yeah.
at one point.
Okay.
It was.
Do
I don't
I
remember
have
if it was in a
any-
pouch or something, but it was on you.
Yeah, I was keeping it wrapped up and like close by, but I, didn't want.
It's no longer where you had it.
Fuck.
I'm gonna immediately draw my gun and start looking around.
Put that down.
Drex, what the fuck happened?
Well, I got jumped by Logan Boone and Maybell is what happened.
No.
Shit. We need to go, all three of you, now.
Well, hold on. That you said you don't have the spike anymore?
Not anymore. After you knocked me out and took it, I guess,
Okay, stop saying that. That's really hurtful. I didn't do anything to you.
I know. But, I mean, it was you. It looked exactly like you, talked like you, was dressed like you.
No, she was with me the whole time.
How is that possible?
You don't think this is like Cartwright, do you?
I think it's exactly like Cartwright.
Okay, but if they have the spike again, then we just delivered it to him. Surely you all can see that we can't just leave.
It's death here.
Ulrich. You
How
heard.
much dynamite do we have left, Mags?
Hold, please. 18 sticks.
Is that enough to blow up the saloon and then hop down, or we...
We don't even know that that's where they are.
It's probably where they are.
Probably. Is that from years of experience bounty hunting? You're gonna lean on probably?
I guarantee you every single person in that godforsaken building is exactly like the man out front, and that is no place to live. They are gone.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
We went by the rattlesnake's coil. We didn't go inside.
Why did you
We just-
go?
we just-
agreed. All of us agreed that
It
we
was
were
right
gonna
across
meet.
the street from the general store.
We just talked to the gentleman outside.
I'm gonna look to the alley entrance as our voices get louder.
There was a very strange man on the porch. He was very friendly, overly so, and apparently that's something that Ulrich's seen before, back in Big Springs.
Do we? Has anybody seen Logan Boone or Hatoke or anybody else?
Marshall said they killed him.
Well, that would have been good to know. I assume I've seen two different Logans then.
What?
I think it's safer if we don't split up again while we're here. I think that, well, anybody could be anybody at this point, I suppose.
Will you let me take a look at that wound just before you get too worked up?
Yeah, I'll kind of just bend down a bit so she can get a look at it.
I'll smooth his hair out of the way. Does it look like obviously you said the bleeding had slowed. Does he have a concussion? Should I make sure he doesn't fall asleep? Like, how bad is this head wound?
It needs cleaned up a little bit. It split the skin, but it more, he wasn't knocked out for hours and hours. He definitely, he's a little woozy, but
I'll do my usual Maybell bit and use the hem of my skirt to kind of like dab at it and just clean up the blood a little bit.
are you cutting up your new dress already?
blood comes out.
Just got it.
You're hard on clothes, Maybell.
It's almost like I'm wearing off on her.
All right, we gotta slow down a second. We can't just blow up the saloon. We don't know who's in there. We don't know who isn't in there. And now that they have the spike again, they can just pick up their plan where they left off.
Storyteller keeper man, is the person I shot, is the body still here?
It is not, but as you go poking around, there's definitely a pool of blood. It's kind of soaked into the dirt there. Not like a pool, but
I shot one of them, and that's when they hit me from behind, and she's right though, they've got the spike. I mean, do we even know if dynamite would blow it up? Because I'm still leaning very much towards just blowing up the saloon. I've had up to here with all of this.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, in my opinion, dynamite can pretty much fix everything.
Now, how are we gonna get it in?
Well, you heard the gentleman on the porch. We can just invite ourselves in whenever we like.
We need a distraction. And we need to decide right now a word that we can all agree upon to identify ourselves.
Distraction is my expertise. I'm not.
Oh, I was already thinking of you and your new fancy dress, girl.
Well, it's not so fancy anymore. But I can do something. I'm not great at blowing stuff up or shooting. But what should our word be? Our code word?
This is just kind of me choosing a random word that's not related to anything or any of our stuff, but maybe...
Don't say it out loud. Whisper it in each of our ears.
I am going to proceed to whisper pineapple in everybody's ear then.
Or it gets slightly aroused.
That's not an appropriate reaction, Ulrich. We are fighting for our lives, and I understand he's
Sorry,
attractive,
it's just been a
but
long
try to
time
calm
since a
down.
Well,
man's
when it's
breathed
like-
down my neck, you know?
Feels like it's the end of the world. It's like you may as well just whatever.
That'll do fine. Odd enough, no one else is gonna say it coincidentally.
All right, I'll try and be real smooth about working it in, so that way no one suspects anything. But I'll do what I can. We just
What do you
gonna do
wanna
this
do?
now? You got all your dynamite with you, Max?
Oh, no, I have a crate of it back on the cart, but I do have some with me.
Shit, we did leave that unattended. Should be down the street. Let's think and walk.
I'll kind of hang just a couple steps back, and try and snag Dallas by a sleeve and just... Are you up for this?
I like to finish the things I start, but I don't know if I'm... I don't know. Yes, I'm up to it. I don't know how much more. This is, I had a feeling. I had a feeling it wasn't you, but I couldn't bring myself to... I don't like this level of confusion, is the short of it.
I understand.
There was a time if I had a doubt, I would have taken the shot. So I'm I'm worried now I might be a liability.
No. Y'all know if it's me. Y'all know if it's not.
I sure hope so.
You will.
Hey,
I never would have dragged you down an alley.
well, Mags had been hurt, is what you said. She'd been taken, so
You know I wouldn't wait for you if Mags had been taken.
that's a fair point.
Trust your gut. Hasn't
Next
led us
time.
astray yet.
Next time I will.
Just yell the word if you can't handle it.
Right. Hey, I'm gonna speak up to everyone. Hey guys, slow down a sec. And I'm gonna lower my voice so that anybody walking by hopefully will not hear. I don't know how privy were all of you to the details of whatever this evil plan was.
Something about taking over, destroying, collapse
I mean,
of everything we know.
Do we know how long it's gonna take them to do what they need to do with this spike, or
It was a specific day they were waiting for. Is that correct, Keeper?
Not a specific day that you were told. It needed to be performed under the dark of the full moon.
okay?
What kind of moon do we have right now?
That doesn't say. Are we keeping
Yeah, what's
track of
the
that?
moon looking like?
It's probably gonna be full for the next couple days. Seems to work out that way.
Convenient. Okay.
Coinky-dink.
Well, we don't know where they're going to be doing it, but if they've got everything they need, I guess they could be doing it tonight.
You do know that it is in conjunction with the combining of the railroads.
Do we know where that's happening right now?
That's Promontory Point, Utah.
How
Which is
far
where
is
from
that?
us right now?
527 miles west.
Great. So it's gonna take them a minute to get there, probably. Just a...
When's the next train coming into town?
So currently there's not an active like passenger train going east to west because it's not complete. Now there are there are railroads in use going from out to where as far out as the railroad is gone and all the way back to Omaha to bring people and supplies and whatnot on the rail. But as far as like a regular train coming in and out, there's not one currently.
We know where they're going. The question is, how soon do they want to get there? Because they could have already left. I don't even know how long I've been out.
Well, can't have been that long. I heard the gunshots.
That's a good sign. I'm gonna look around. Is there any sign of where this other Maybell went?
Even with a spot hidden, she wouldn't be in this area. The train station, as it is, what exists as it is on the north side of town. As the tracks come in from Big Springs, as a matter of fact, and head west towards the coast.
Well, we're dealing with some crazy and powerful people. Who's to say they don't have some way of bringing in their own train?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we've now ruined this particular plan twice. They might think that they took you out, but they also know the rest of us are here. You think they'd leave those stones unturned before they went off to complete their dirty deed?
I don't know. I just know we don't have much time. My gut, were we dealing with people, would be to wait until the evening and blow the place up under cover of darkness and be gone in the morning, but I don't know how to deal with this. Ulrich, I think you've had a little more experience with this nonsense at this point. What are your thoughts?
I don't want to give this any more thought. I like your plan of blowing these sons of bitches sky high. It's simple. It's quick. Doesn't require me to have to do any kind of thinking.
You know what? No, go ahead, Mabel.
Mags, what were you gonna say?
Just that, doesn't anyone think we need to confirm who's in there before we go blowing it up?
Well, that's why y'all are gonna wait for the word from inside.
I think it's about time we call in Gatlin Horse.
Are we
Soon
taking
as
the
she walks
horse
out of
into the
that-
saloon?
As soon as you walk out of that building, I say we just tear it apart at the foundation. Mags, you start throwing dynamite. I'll start laying into it with the gun. I don't care who's in there at this point. It's the end of the world we're talking about.
We need to have an escape plan.
Yeah, I'll drop the horse, or drop the guns off the horse, and then we all take a horse and get the fuck out of here.
Speaking of horses, have we approached where we had hitched them?
Yep, you're back to your the Abe Curry at this point.
You all do what you gotta do. I would like to go inside and speak to the front desk person, whoever is running the establishment right at this moment.
And
I'm
what would
going
you like to
ask
say to them?
I'm going to ask for something specific, but I'm going to send it to you privately.
Oh,
Oi.
secrets. What would the rest of you all like to do?
I guess check on our my God, why can't I think of the word?
Supplies?
Yeah, I want to check on that dynamite and make sure it's there, and if so, arm myself with a bit more of it.
I'm going to see if I can, because presumably they have our horses somewhere. I'm going to make sure that we still have our equipment. I'm going to try and get Gatlin Horse loaded up and throw like some like heavy canvas or like burlap or something. Oh, my camera turned off. Throw like some heavy burlap over it or something.
The lights go out.
Yeah, no issues there. Nobody's messed with any of your things. Everything is still there and intact. And
well, I'm gonna try and load it up in such a way that it looks like it's just like saddlebags or like, you know, like it's tied down with some stuff. And then at the dramatic appropriate moment, I'll like, you know, like pull it off and like lay into it.
yeah, yeah, that no problem there. You've got as much time as you would like to do this as you get it all set up. So there's no man. Now I'm getting like outlaw Josie Wales vibes as you.
Mm-hmm.
Ulrich, Mags, what y'all getting into?
Oh, sorry, just what I said.
Oh, sorry.
Collecting more of the dynamite from our
Just-
supplies.
Coming strapped.
Yep, I'm gonna arm myself with as much of it as I can.
Okay.
I'm gonna, as I'm walking by, I'm gonna grab a couple sticks of dynamite myself. So you light this end, right?
Are you holding the right end?
It's a joke. And I'm gonna put a couple on my person and walk into the inn and refill my flask.
All right. As you all finish your preparations here, Maybell comes down the stairs. Oh, hold up 1 second.
Sorry, I'm complicating things.
Um,
No.
no? Oh, okay. Maybell comes down the stairs. And describe what everybody sees as you come down the stairs.
So, Mabel had a very brief conversation with the innkeeper. That sounds so strange in this application, but whoever was running our lodging. And what she asked them for was the stereotypical silk bustier and full skirts of a saloon girl's outfit. Very much in juxtaposition to everything else she's been wearing. Like, she looks very stiff and uncomfortable coming down the stairs. Not a word. Mags?
I didn't say any words.
You are never allowed to bring this up ever again. Papa would be so ashamed.
Well, I'm so proud.
That's even better than the plan I had.
You had a different plan? You had a different idea? What was it?
Don't matter now.
Alright, well, I can't be seen heading there with you all if we're planning to have a surprise element to this plan.
Hoot nanny.
So you're gonna go in alone then? We're gonna wait for
Oh, I won't be alone.
your mags are going in?
No. Would
And
you
who's-
just trust me for 5 minutes?
I'll give you more than 5.
Well, go on.
All right, so let's lay this out. So the plan as it stands is Sheriff Rex is going to nonchalantly take his Gatlin horse through the streets and set up in an appropriate location from which he can whip it out, as it were, and mow down any survivors while Ulrich and Mags lob dynamite in. But first, Maybell's going to go in and cause some sort of distraction. Is this the plan as we understand it?
Sounds
Quick
about right.
Question before we get there. What are you going to make me roll for Gatling gun?
You know what? We don't worry
Roll
about that.
animal handling.
Okay.
Animal handling.
That's what I was
Rogue.
wondering. I was like, there's a lot of potential ways for this horse to
Operate
just go
heavy
off.
machinery.
Gatlin
Yeah.
horse is a kaiju. That's the
Yeah.
secret to all of this.
There's actually a Gatling gun in the rule book that I will look up in just a moment.
Does it function
So-
differently when it's attached to a horse?
Gatlin horse is well trained. Gatlin horse is the real hero here.
It's true. I mean, this is not supposed to be a precision strike anyways. It's just like, it's more like Predator. I'm just going to mow everything down. Like, I don't give a shit what gets hit.
Yep. So by this point, the sun has begin to go down. We're in early spring here, and so the days aren't all that long. So the four of you make your way in various groups towards the south end of town. So as the sun starts to go down, you do see more activity starting to pick back up, with the town sort of, the saloons opening up and the gambling halls. You hear music coming from various buildings. Old old-timey, out-of-tune pianos in every corner. And as you head toward the southern side of town, it does start to slow down a little bit, as it were. There's not as much going on down here, almost like there's an aura emanating from this rattlesnake's coil that expands out with some sort of effect.
I would have, on the way there, found a slightly intoxicated, obliging young man to pose as my escort. And I would just, bat my eyelashes and ask him to take me to the rattlesnake's coil. I've always heard it's so wonderful, and I sure would like to have a new experience this evening.
I can show you a new experience or two, lass.
Wonderful.
And he starts heading that way. As you approach the rattlesnake's coil, you do hear music coming from inside, but there's nothing. It's almost there's not the rowdiness that you hear coming from other saloons. It's just some music playing. And as you approach, the gentleman that was sitting there is no longer sitting there. Now he's standing and leaning against the wall with his face covered by his hat. And when you come on up, he pulls his hat back and he says, "Welcome, come on in, folks. Prepare for a good time."
Am I able to tilt my hat so that he can't see my face?
Yes, he's not, you don't even need to roll for anything. He's not all there. Sheriff Rex, for the reference, Gatling gun uses firearms machine gun.
That even on?
It is not.
It's not.
Oh boy!
That's a write-in.
Yeah, below firearms. I don't know why it's
Is there a default value for it?
base 10%. Yep.
We've been traveling with this for a while. Have any of us gotten familiar with it by
I don't think
chance?
any of
or-
us have tried it.
You guys haven't even put it together.
We've
No,
been saving it for the finale.
Hopefully I can hit the literal broadside of a barn or bar at this point. We'll see.
Broadside of a bar.
Just imagine the Nemesis scene from RE2.
It's full auto, 200 bullets in a magazine.
Sweet. Okay.
Very rare. Maybell, as you enter the saloon, you see there's a gentleman wearing, the bowler hat with the sleeve guards sitting at a piano, but he's sitting there with his hands down by his side, and it's a player piano, and it's playing on a loop. There's a bartender behind the bar that's just smiling at the door and just wiping down the counter. There are 3 tables spread throughout, and all 3 of them have multiple patrons at it, but they're not engaged in anything. There are cards on the table, there's drinks in front of them, but they're just sitting there staring blank-eyed ahead. When you enter, the bartender looks up and he says, "Welcome, strangers. Come on in for a drink."
I will, keeping my head down so that hopefully no one can see my face. I'll kind of direct my drunken companion over to the bar, and I'll whisper in his ear to order us something.
"What'll it be?" Whiskey. By the bottle, full cups.
Are you okay, dear?
Oh yeah, I've been going hard. I just got in from the trail.
Well, you made me certain promises. You can't forget those, right?
Oh yeah, we're gonna give you some new experiences.
Oh God.
How are you all? Sorry, go ahead.
Do any of the people at the table look up? when
Nope.
new faces enter? They're just still staring straight ahead.
Yep.
Anyone recognizable?
Nope.
Great. Okay.
How are you all arraying yourself in the street?
You said this is pretty close to the edge of town, right? Or like
It
right
is,
at the edge
yep.
of town?
There's a stockyard kind of thing behind the bar, but this is kind of the last thing.
I was gonna say if possible, I don't know how we all arranged on our way here before she went off to get her man. I was imagining like shooting, and then I'm realizing now as myself that this could have collateral damage behind it, but I also don't super care. I was imagining being like right outside town, like kind of like peeking around the corner, like making sure that when Maybell comes out, like I just pull the horse around the corner and mow it down. But
Drive by.
I want to ask how
Drive
far.
by.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. How far is it though? Like how far? Like because like if I'm gonna have a better chance, like sneaking into the alley behind the saloon and then mowing it down.
There's not really an alley behind it because it is on the edge of town. But there's like the general store. There's another, like a doctor's office or something across the street.
Then I'm gonna go to the general store. The horse is loaded up, and I'm gonna try and make it look like we're loading up to leave town as best I can. And I'm gonna make sure I let everybody know on the way out that we are leaving.
Okay. Mags, how are you? What's your plan here?
I guess I'm just posted up with my eye on the establishment, trying to look inconspicuous and awaiting a cue.
Okay. Ulrich.
I want to somehow keep an eye on her inside, just in case things go tits up, as they are wont to do in the Old West. Not saying I don't have any faith in Maybell. Just want to be prepared for anything.
This is the one thing I'm good at.
So across the street's the general store. We've got Sheriff kind of positioned there, pretending to load the horse. What if we say, Mags, you posted up on the left side here where you can sort of see through the door, one building over or a little, maybe 100 feet around, where you could step in quickly and chuck some dynamite. And Ulrich, maybe a little closer, but on the other side, on the far side of the saloon, so that you guys kind of have a triangulation on this here saloon.
Okay.
Does that sound all right?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Maybell.
Is there an upstairs?
There
is. There a back
is.
room? Or is
There
this
is. No, there's like the saloon. There's a pair of swinging doors that go behind the bar. And then there's an upstairs that looks like it goes to a couple rooms on a balcony above.
No signs of life in either of those locations.
No noise coming from them. No.
Is the drunkard that I am using as a mask, does he have like suspenders or like a tie or like a shirt that I can just kind of grab and lead him around like a puppy?
Yeah.
Cool, great. So first, I'm gonna kind of like giggle to myself and try and pull him towards that back room, and see if I can get an eye for what's back there under the guise of just fooling around with a drunk dude.
You gonna cop a feel in a corner?
No.
Oh.
If he does, I'm gonna knee him right in the balls.
Oh, I said, are you copping a feel in the
No,
corner?
gross.
Was this middle school?
Just necking.
No, bars in middle school would be very odd. That would be a strange choice.
You didn't have a bar in your middle school?
Nope.
No. Southern education. As you move around to the back, as it were, you notice that there is indeed, there's the door that kind of, every saloon has it, there's the door that goes to the back where they keep all the supplies. Beyond that door, there's another door, and this one looks like a train door or bank vault or something. It's a much heavier duty metal door.
Is anyone paying attention to us right now?
The bartender is still wiping the counter. Everybody else is staring blank, but the bartender is wiping the counter with the blank expression on his face, but his eyes are tracking you.
Then still kind of giggling and playing into it, is there a window in this heavy duty door? Great. In one fell swoop. Oh, this is not a great option. In one fell swoop, I'm gonna kind of lean back with all my body weight and pull him with me. And then push forward as hard as I can with the intention of sending him rocking back on his heels into one of the tables and causing a disruption, and I'm gonna try and open the door.
You're going to go through the swinging doors to the back and attempt to open the metal door.
Yep, I'm gonna push this dude as hard as I can. I'm gonna apologize to him first. I'm really sorry about this.
Well, roll me strength. Ulrich and Mags, roll me spot hidden.
Hot damn. Hard success.
That is a
got a
failure.
I got a hard success as well. Better than the failures I've been getting. Don't worry, I got eyes for the two of us, Max.
Yeah, you better.
Maybell, you send this young man reeling across the bar, and he crashes into one of the tables and sort of like slumps down. None of the patrons stand up to move, but the gentleman at the door turns and enters the bar and draws his gun, and the bartender pulls a scattergun out from underneath the bar. Ulrich, you see this happening. Maybell, you go to the back room. Ulrich, what would you like to do as you noticed all of this happening?
Max, I'm gonna draw the Colt Peacemaker, the big boy gun. Make my way half across. Is there a back door?
Not from where you guys are standing. It's the sort of on the edge of town, and you'd have to go back around it. So, I mean, I guess you could, but you would lose sight of the front entrance, and there's sort of a stable stockyard thing behind it.
All right. I'm gonna do like a whistle, but not like full on, just enough to try and get her eyes over to me. Max. And I'm gonna point eyes and point inside.
I hold up the stick of dynamite like,
I'm gonna point at the gun. And head around to the front of the building.
Sheriff, what are you doing under these new turn of events?
Do I see them pantomiming to each other and then splitting up, or like what do I see?
Yeah, you're standing. You're able to see the front of the building, and you're able to see both of them.
Gotcha. I'm talking to the general store guy. Yeah, and that's why we're leaving town. But first, I'm gonna go get a drink and immediately, like mid-sentence, start heading back out. Grab a Gatlin horse, kind of by the reins. I'm gonna walk up to like the outside of the building. Is Mags nearby, or is she following Ulrich?
no, I wouldn't have followed him.
Do I see Maybell inside if I make my way over? Like if
No. This is all happening a little quickly. You do see the front doorman pull his gun and turn to go into the front, but you aren't sure what's happening yet.
I assume presumably there's a window that looks into like the main room where you can see the bar and most of where people are seated.
Yep, there's
I'm
the
gonna
traditional
hold...
2 windows saloon door.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold for just a moment because I saw them disappear. Don't know where they went. Don't want to shoot holes in them or Maybell. So I'm just gonna kind of stand there, maybe tie the horse up to one of the posts outside, but where I can still gun inside. Is just waiting, just kind of
Setting up a turret.
just setting up. Yeah, because I don't want because I had the thought that justice might make the horse run if I started shooting. So, at the very least, I'm securing the horse. I've done half of my job.
There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna move around to go in.
You're going into the front, and Mags, you're moving closer, or
Yeah, I'm still keeping my eyes peeled because I don't want to follow him in at this point. I want to be prepped for when I'm needed.
sure. Maybell, inside, you dart in through the swinging doors, and there's the normal saloon supplies that you'd see: a couple extra bottles of whiskey, some hardtack. It's not a kitchen or anything like that. It's just like a, basics. There's like a little office thing there, and there's this metal door that's facing you, and right in the center, there's a coiled snake.
I wanted to go through that door.
The door, you go to turn the big, there's like a bank vault style handle turny thingy. Words.
What do you call those?
I don't know.
Oh,
Spinning thing. And as you go to turn it, it turns for half a second, and then you kind of like jolt your body as you try to turn it more, and it's not moving anymore.
So do
And
I get the
behind
sense
you-
that it's locked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Behind you, you hear the click of a scattergun being closed.
Great. I will take a quick step back and press myself against the doorway so that the instant someone walks through, I can either kick or grab the gun and point it upward.
Okay. Ulrich, as you come around the front of the building, the one gentleman that was on the door has his gun drawn, and he is advancing on the doorway on the far side, and the bartender is entering that hallway with a shotgun.
I didn't want to cause the noise, but Yep, 1-2.
So
I'm
you're going to enter and
line up the first shot for
okay.
the guy closest to where Maybell went. So I make sure that one hits, and then quickly try and fire the guy that just walked in.
Okay. Maybell, the scattergun comes in through the doorway, and your intent is to knock it.
The instant I see his hands. So
Okay.
as soon as his body is about to cross the threshold.
Give me fighting brawl,
Ugh!
and Ulrich, roll me firearms handgun.
It's not a good sign that I can't find brawl on my sheet.
I know you have a different one. It's under fighting.
Oh, it's right here. Okay, I found it. That's
is-
not a big number.
0 and a 6.
Hot diggity damn.
My extreme success is a 7.
I rolled a 7.
Wow.
I rolled a 7, which means I got a hard success.
Yay!
Yeah.
Mags and Sheriff, you see Ulrich enter, draw bead, and first you all hear the blast of a shotgun go off, and then Ulrich, you shoot the guy that is entering through the doorway. You hit him right in the back. Roll me damage on that.
9.
Yeah. He hits the ground and doesn't get back up. As soon as you enter, like as soon as your gun crosses that threshold for the bar, every other patron stands up, It's that like disconcerting stand where there's no, it's like they, that they're not using their hands to stand up. They just kind of stand, and they all turn to face you. Every single one of them is armed, and they start pulling out guns.
Fuck. So I walked in, past the threshold, fired.
Mm-hmm.
They all stand up. Can I just fucking right back out the doorway?
Yes, you can. Roll, not a jump. It's not even really a jump. Just roll me a dodge.
Yeah.
Just to see how well you do this.
Okay.
Sheriff and Mags, you see all of this happen. You hear the shotgun. You don't know what the result of that is, but you see Ulrich shot, and you see everybody else stand up. There are now 3, 6, 9, 10 armed gunmen standing up. There's one on the ground, and then there's the drunken man trying to disassemble himself from a table that he's fallen into.
I got a regular success.
Yeah, you dive out of the doorway into the street. Now, Maybell, you do know what the plan is at this point.
Yeah, but I want to find that spike. Is the thing. Just for my edification, because my whole thing is tinkering. There's nothing on this door, nothing that looks like a puzzle, no special buttons, nothing that I could possibly do to make that locked door be unlocked.
There's the symbol of the rattlesnake coil there.
Oh,
in the
I need
center
the
of the door.
fucking coin. God damn it. Great. Amazing. Who has that right now? Which one of my cohorts?
I thought, okay.
He took it from you at one point.
You have it?
No, we both have one.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Okay, there are two. Okay.
I got mine from the Pinkertons.
Great. Then yeah. So Ulrich, you're gonna hear Maybell scream your name from inside that room.
There are 15 armed gunmen between.
Meanwhile, I have picked up the gun.
Real quick, is Ulrich, because he stepped back outside, we hear her yell his name, right?
He dove out. Yeah.
Ulrich, you get in there, and the two you hit the ground.
Get in there and hit the ground. You fucking know what's in there. I'm gonna pull out both guns and walk up firing.
I will have my pistol out. I have not, or well, both my pistols. I've not pulled Gatlin Horse reveal out yet, but I'm gonna shoot who I can through the windows to try and give him some cover.
Mags.
I come running to the door of the saloon with my lit match and a stick of dynamite held over my head. And like in the loudest, most bellowing voice you've heard Mags use thus far. Actually, no, you know what it is? I do that thing where I whistle that Emily can't do, and the whistle is like shrill and loud, and it fills this. Yeah, exactly.
It seems
fills
like
the
something
space.
X knows how to do. Do it.
I know how to do that.
And hold the dynamite and the lit match up, and I'm like, everybody get down on the floor.
I ain't gonna listen to you, girl.
All 10 guns train on you.
I light the dynamite.
If they turn on Mags, I'm gonna take a shot at one or two of them.
Okay. A lot of things are going to happen here at once.
Yep, this is gonna be bad. I'm sorry, guys. This is a terrible plan. I'm so sorry.
Mags, you light the dynamite. All 10 guns turn to face you. The expression on the faces confronting you are blank. They don't register any fear at the dynamite. Now the dude on the ground, the drunk dude, is backing up quickly. He's trying to hide quick, fast, and in a hurry. Ulrich has both guns out. When she came to the door, did you were staying on the ground? You were coming to your feet, right?
Yeah, I was coming to my feet and drawing bead with both guns, so I could at least give myself cover fire to reapproach with Rex backing me up.
And Rex, you have your pistol drawn, not Gatlin horse.
I have 2 pistols just so he can get it, because I don't know exactly where she is, so I can't mow the place down yet.
Maybell steps out with the shotgun and lets loose at close quarters on the gentleman there. Roll me firearms, rifle, shotgun. Ulrich, roll me firearms, handgun twice, and Sheriff Rex, roll me firearms, handgun twice. And Mags, what is your intent? Are you gonna, you lit the dynamite, you gonna toss it in the room?
Yeah, I'm gonna, sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. I'm gonna toss it in the room, like in the, on top of the, where the most, blank-faced people are, assembled.
Okay. Maybell, you step around the corner, let loose with this shotgun. How'd you do?
Hard success.
You catch one of the guys right in the back, and he bowls over. Ulrich, you fire twice. How'd you do?
1 fail, 1 extreme.
Okay. You catch one, you wing him, he spins and goes down. The other one hits harmlessly in the wall on the far side. And Sheriff, how'd you do?
I actually got 2 extreme successes.
And you catch the guy that was on the front door. Are you aiming for 2 different?
Yeah, I would do like a 1-1, try and just take as many people down as I can.
You catch the guy as he's spinning back around the doorman. You catch him solidly in the chest, and he takes 3 steps back and falls down on his butt. And then you catch one of the other ones that is standing up from their poker table. Maybell, you see Mags light the dynamite and toss it into the room.
So who is inside right now?
None of your friends. You are the only one inside right now. Everybody else is doorway or street.
All right. How long is it going to take me to sprint across this room? Am I going to get blown up again? Just tell me. Just be honest with me.
It's going to depend on a couple factors. We're going to roll for it.
Awesome.
You have 2 options at this point.
Yep.
You can duck, like hit the ground, and hope that this blast doesn't blow through the whole store, or you can try and take a run for it.
Well, either way, I need the coins, so I think I kind of do like a dive tackle thing at Mags so that she's well out of harm's way. So I will sprint and jump.
Roll me. Oh, fuck. First, Mags, roll me your explosives, and Belly, roll me.
Oh, sorry.
That's not that. Does, I don't know if that's a good or bad.
It was a success by 1.
Okay, all right.
You hate to fail with dynamite, like.
Yeah.
It hits the window. You thought the window was no glass, and it hits the window and bounces back out.
Underneath Gatlin horse.
Yeah. Oh. Maybell.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Roll me dexterity, then jump.
Okay. Well, one of those is good. Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. It's real bad if you roll all zeros, right?
Yeah.
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 Cool, great. That's my dex roll. Bye, guys. And
Can I see her right now? Because I was operating under the impression I can't so far.
if she's sprinting out, yeah, you can see her.
Okay, cool.
And
Yep.
everybody saw Mags throw the dynamite in.
Jeez.
My jump was a fail too.
Oh.
Could I?
Nope, you're fine. Because you failed both of them, here's what's going to happen. You go to try and sprint, and instead you slip in the blood puddle
Sounds about right.
of the bartender, and you fall back into the hallway and collapse the shelves down on top of you as you are falling backwards.
No one saw that, right?
Mags, roll me damage on the dynamite.
Can you remind me how to do that again?
Yep, I'm pulling it up right now. That is 4d10.
Okie dokie.
Per 3 yards.
That is a 19.
So right in the front of this area where there were the 3 tables sort of clustered, Mags lights the dynamite and sort of tosses it underhand, and it lands right in the middle. Actually, you know what? It lands right in the lap of the poor drunk guy. He's like, whoa, and tries to toss it back out. And as he's throwing it back towards the front of the bar, it explodes. Rex, you're okay. Ulrich and Maybell, roll me dodge.
Did I see Maybell slip in the blood?
You saw her stick her head out and then kind of like fall back into the hallway.
I'm gonna assume. Okay, I know they've got a roll, but just so you're aware, I'm gonna assume she's on the ground. I'm not gonna go as far over as where Ulrich is, but I'm gonna try and like whip the tarp off Gatling horse and mow down the rest of the bar.
Wonderful.
I failed.
Okay. How'd you do, Mags?
You mean Maybell?
Maybell.
No,
No, I meant Mags.
Wait, on what?
You told
Sorry,
me to
a
roll
dodge. Oh, well,
Oh, you told
know
Maybell
what?
to roll it. Who's dodging?
Oh, I thought
I
Mags.
thought you
was
said
supposed to roll, too.
Maybell because she was inside. But
I mean, I'm
she
covered with
tried
bookcase right now.
to run. Yeah.
You told me.
Mags and Ulrich, I wanted to roll dodge. I'm
Great,
sorry.
cool, because I failed. So
Knowledge is power, kids. Books are the best armor.
I failed as
it's
well.
not true.
It
It's
is.
absolutely not true.
That's why do you think they had him put us above our heads when there were drills, fire drills, and tornado drills
For
and
a
stuff?
false sense of security.
How many times has a young soldier been shot in the heart, but his holy Bible saved him?
A million.
Ah!
Ulrich and Mags, you both take 5 points of damage as the front of this bar blows out on the right side and you guys get blasted into the street. Sheriff Rex, you whip the tarp off and start unloading as a few of the unthinking patrons start to stumble out that are still standing. Roll me machine gun.
Come on, Gil. I will say Gil has given me a 2 and 2 5s tonight, so this is probably going to be a 99 or
Must
100.
know it's the finale.
It's the only time I've ever rolled 100.
Oh well, the first one's a 20, so I'm doing not great. Yeah. But I've got luck to spend. Let's just see how much. Ooh, 21. Okay. I'm going to spend however much I need to make it a success. So that's 11.
11
Actually,
points
sorry,
of
just... I need to meet 10, so yeah, 11. Fuck.
You unload. The horse bucks just a little bit, but it's Gatlin horse. He's got nerves of steel.
And
as
he's
you
tied
start
down.
unloading, everybody starts filing out, and you just lay him low. And in the process, you finish the destruction that the dynamite started, and the front side of this building just sort of crumbles down. It puts out any fires that were doing that had been started by the dynamite. This puff comes up and floats away as the dust begins to settle. Mags and Ulrich, you guys are blown back into the middle of the street, but still conscious. You run out all 200 rounds, Dallas, just unloading into the front of this building. It just, it's a cool scene. You've got this big, strong horse with a Gatling gun strapped to the back with Dallas Rex doing a Sylvester Stallone impression behind it, just bodies just dropping left and right as they come out of the ruined front of the Rattlesnake Inn. It eventually goes
yeah,
runs out.
Mabel, I'm just kind of yelling into the building. Oh, Ulrich, Mags, you guys okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of like step over some of the rubble. I don't know how much of the frame of the front there is, but I'm gonna try and make my way inside with both my guns out.
You're able. You've kind of got some stuff on top of you. More debris as part of the roof has fallen in. As you make your way in, Dallas, there's a lot of body parts, blood, explosions, smoke, as you make your way towards the back. And you see two little feet sticking out from underneath a pile of debris and shelves.
Over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way there as quickly as possible and try and rip everything off the top there. As long as she's, I don't know. I'm gonna assume she doesn't look like she's been crushed, and lifting this is gonna kill her or anything. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull all the books and shelves and things off.
The door. Go open the door.
You okay?
Yes, go.
I'm gonna go open the door. I guess.
Are you? Well, yeah. We'll just assume that you see the symbol of the rattlesnakes coiling around, and you have the coin. Mags and Ulrich, are you all both entering as well?
Yeah, I'll run in. I'll stumble in, I guess, to the best of my ability.
Yeah. Collect my guns.
You all see first Dallas pulling debris off of Belly, and then you see him start fumbling around for something in his vest.
Good to see you, Mabel.
But that didn't really go the way that we planned. You okay?
You okay?
I'm fine. Max?
I'm fine. I'm relieved as all hell to see that you're fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Look. And I'll point to the big heavy door with the rattlesnake and...
Could use some dynamite up here when this door opens.
I got it.
Should we maybe wait before we blow everything up?
Nope, I'm gonna crack the door and you guys just throw it inside. Pull it back shut.
I'm not gonna argue, but I'll kind of like stand right behind Dallas, like with a fistful of his jacket to pull him back from danger if anything happens, but like peeking over his shoulder.
All right, I prepped some dynamite. I kind of...
I do as well.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you don't, I'll pass some to you to help me out.
All right. You put the coin into the depression of on the door, and it insets, and you hear a click inside, and you're able to spin the thing freely. and the door kind of pops open as you spin the handle to the left, the lock wheel.
Does it take the coin or does it give it back?
When you put it in, so the coin is slightly raised, the thing is slightly depressed. You put the coin in and it moves in just a little bit, and then the coin falls free. Like you can pull it back out.
Gotcha.
And the door clicks open and just comes open of its own volition just a little bit.
I'm just gonna at this point now, because I pull both my guns back out and step back and kind of wave them forward to throw dynamite in, because I'm not going in.
You can't see it, but Mabel's really grumpy behind you right now.
Both Mags and Ulrich roll spot hidden before you throw the
You
dynamite.
guys are gonna blow up an orphanage.
Do
or
we see
something.
Logan Boone at the bottom of the stairs? Held captive?
About to see him all over the stairs.
Oh!
That is a fail. I failed really hard.
I also failed. I got a 73.
Oh man. Yeah. Cool. You guys throw the dynamite down into the room.
God. Oh my God.
Close the door.
Oh my God.
A couple seconds later, you hear a boom as the
feel
door
it, too.
kind of comes out a little bit, but it doesn't blow the room apart, which means it must have been fortified in some way.
Maybe we
Draw
should
my
throw
gun.
some more just to be safe.
No, are you kidding?
No! Did you see how many people there were?
And
They're all
we're
snake
fine.
people. I'm gonna kind of try and push the now exploded door back open.
It opens out towards you, and there is
Okay.
smoke billowing out from the room. You see a desk that is now blown to bits. You see various... it's hard to put it all together, but it looks like there might have been some things for rituals or something like that, like some candles, or there might have been a spell circle inscribed in the floor or something like that. And you do see 4 bodies that have now been thoroughly decimated. They were bound. And yes, as you're looking, you start to see some features that remind you of Logan Boone and his wife, Tad, and one of the other members of the Logan Boone gang that had been bound and locked in here.
Wait, can we tell they were bound?
Yes, there are scraps of
What's
rope
left
still
of their
holding.
arms?
There's
have
just their
ropes on
hands
them.
tied together.
Yep.
Like
I need
we
you all to roll me a
exploded.
sanity check. We haven't done one of these in a while.
You have got
My God.
to be fucking kidding me.
That's a success.
Well, I have 100 or 99 sanity, so.
Yeah, that's a
You guys are-
success for
You
me
made us
too.
super sane.
You guys are, is that like Super Saiyan?
No, very different.
Not as
Oh.
cool.
If that were the case, we wouldn't have had so many problems this episode.
So everybody
Just means you
succeeded
handle
on the
family
sanity check?
reunions better.
Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah.
you guys just got hardened. Roll me d6, each one of you.
Acquire a said d6.
All right.
That's a 2.
6.
4.
You succeed the sanity check, but you do lose. Actually, I don't know. Each of you lose 4 points of sanity.
Do we know all 4 people?
Yeah, you see Tad's hat that was very distinctive.
Okay.
Part of his bearded face is still attached to the bone there.
Justice.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
Oh my
You see,
God.
you recognize the bottom half of Logan Boone. His very dapper.
I didn't
pant-
spend much time looking at it, but
Apparently enough to recognize it. Pick it out of a lineup.
shoes, and you recognize one of the lesser Gray Dawson, one of the other gentlemen that you had fleeting company with, as his left side is kind of just peppered with shrapnel.
I thought Hitoke would be here. I was gonna loot his body.
Jesus.
Heartless.
He is not here.
Okay, that's good. I mean, good. I'm glad he survived. Maybe.
Fuck.
Is there anyone else in this room that has exploded?
Are there any other doors? You've got... Fuck.
We don't know that was actually them.
Yes, we do. Look at the
They would have
bodies.
changed back by now.
Maybe not if they've been blown apart. We don't know. We don't have time to think about this.
They
What
could
are
have
we
been
here
dead
for?
already, but we don't have. Where is the spike? Where did they put? It's not here.
I'm gonna start like kicking over timber and debris in the room.
In the ruined desk, you find a map that leads to a place in the middle of nowhere called Promontory Point, where the railroads are converging. And in the distance, you hear a train whistle.
Typically, that would be a cliffhanger.
But not tonight.
We need to move now. This is where they're heading.
I am just staring at the bodies on the ground with like my next stick of dynamite in my hand and just
If I
speechless.
notice that, I'm gonna kind of physically turn her so that she's not looking at it. Mags. They were already dead.
How do you know
No,
that?
they were already dead. Okay?
I did that.
No. No, you didn't.
Mags, it was
I'm your
my
sister.
call.
I wouldn't lie to you. Take a deep breath. Come on.
I just kind of put the stick of dynamite in Maybelle's hand and turn and walk back out the room.
We ain't got much time.
I go after Max.
I'm gonna go cut the gun off of Gatlin Horse and attempt to intercept whatever train this is.
Right behind.
Do you want to ride behind? Do you want to ride on the horse behind me?
Both the guns ready.
All right, yeah.
The train has left. It is in the distance where you hear the whistle. You all arrive at the train station. You just left the Gatling gun in the middle of the street. Is that?
Yep.
There was a crowd forming around the building, the now burning, smoking building, as you all race away. When you arrive at the train station, there's no train, but there are a couple of those like carts, you know, the up downy carts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About to become a Hanna-Barbera skit here.
Yeah.
Careful.
Assuming that you all are wanting to go to Promontory Point, no time now to think about the mistakes you've made and the bodies you've mutilated with dynamite. You hop on the carts. There's one will fit the four of you with what supplies you have on you. None of your horses can come. And you zip down the track. You'll have to spell each other back and forth. And there's ups and downs. All told, if you rotate out, and this would be a great opportunity for Mags with her strength to kind of maybe run out some of that frustration that and fear that she's feeling right now. Just a good workout, you know.
Yeah, that'll cure what ails me.
It's gonna take you all about moving at this speed about 8-9 hours to cover the 500 miles from Cheyenne to Promontory Point. As night comes on full and dawn is approaching, is there anything you all would like to talk about as you are on your smooth trip on this railroad car flying by at 50 miles an hour?
If it kind of looks like Mags is just sort of like in the zone and trying to work through things on her own. I won't push it too much. But I'll kind of just talk to the group in general about maybe what we can expect when we get there. And how this is the thing we came here to do.
Yep. Sure is.
I think we can expect everything we've seen and worse.
Think you
Can't
can handle just
imagine
a little more, Dallas?
Sorry, what?
You think you can handle just a little more?
I think that we have a job to finish, and I think that the friends that we left behind knew what they signed up for, and so did we. But we have to really focus. We have to keep our wits about us this entire time, or we're going to end up the same way.
Agreed.
As you race towards Promontory Point, a pump trolley. On your pump trolley,
Don't like that.
you do see, after several hours, you start to gain on a train ahead of you. The sun comes up. You all are dog tired. The train, you can see about a mile in the distance, arrives at a makeshift. I got my timeline messed up. It's still the dead of night as you race towards Promontory Point. You do see the train in the distance as you're gaining on them. And it's about a mile distance as it pulls into a makeshift station. The full moon is bright overhead. And as you get closer, the train has stopped, and you see a procession exiting the train as you draw closer. The train tracks proceed past the train station, and as you all get closer, you have sort of a vantage as you dip down into a valley where this Promontory Point is, and you see 3 groups arrayed out facing a centralized point. So 2 are coming this way, 1 is coming this way, and then this group that gets off of the train forms the 4th wedge in this pie. At the tip of each pie, you see an individual that is in a full cloak, with decorations running down the front of their cloak, very richly embroidered. And as it continues back from person to person, it gets wider and there's less and less embellishments. But they're all chanting, as the 3 that are already present are holding a spike above their head. The procession that exited the train forms up in a very similar fashion. And as you get within 100 yards, you see the spike is passed from back to front, and that person too holds that white spike above their head. And the chanting grows louder to the point where it almost is palpable, beating off of them like heat waves. You have a moment to make some sort of plan.
So they rode a train in, right? Which they've stopped and gotten off of. And they all kind of meet at one place. Does it look like if I started that train up, it would derail and like make a mess of things?
They are all on the tracks. The whole point of this ritual is to join the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. So they are formed up on the tracks. Each point of the pyramid is at a position on the train tracks.
So yes.
Well, wouldn't derail if there are.
Yeah, it would just run.
Tracks.
It would go on into the ritual potentially. Yes.
We only have to get or destroy one of those things.
How far are we from what's happening?
100 yards.
I'm gonna kind of I'll glance at Ulrich, and I'll glance at Dallas, and I'll turn to Mags, and I'll say, Mags, we need you. And I'll take the stick of dynamite that she handed me and I'll put it back into her hands.
I can't.
You can. You have to.
I swallow hard and nod and take the dynamite, and my hand is shaking as I pull out a match to light it.
We might need more than one of those. I have maybe if you all follow behind me, I can keep you all safe enough long enough for the two of you to throw some of those. I'm gonna take
What
off
if-
Go ahead.
Continue. I'll say what I need to say.
Let's say I'm gonna take my hat off though, being that it's nighttime. Hand it back to Maybell. Look, I can't see too well with this on, but can you hold on to it for me?
Yes. As
We
long
don't
as
have
you'll
much-
be fixing to take it back.
Of course. We don't have much time. I think we need to make a move. I can keep us safe for a little while. But I at least need one free hand to do it.
How about this, Rex? Why don't we take what dynamite we have left, put it on a daisy chain, start it, attach them to the outside of this here train, and send it on in. Surely it'd make a bigger boom than just tossing a couple sticks.
But we have to destroy the spikes if they survive. This is all for nothing.
We can get the spikes.
What is it you're thinking? You're just gonna ride this thing in there?
It's not a bad idea. Hop off before it explodes. Maybe we take a few of them out on the way in, and that gives us enough time to grab it. We don't
We only
have a
need
lot
to
of
get
time
one
to think
them.
about this.
Do it now.
So that's the train tracks lie ahead. The train has stopped. It is still smoking a little bit, and there is the ritual directly ahead of the train. Well, a little ways ahead of the train that is building in intensity as the spikes are raised high overhead with the moonlight glinting down.
All right. It's going to take a minute to start that thing up. But I'm going to do what I can. And I'm going to try to get on the roof of the little... You said there's like a station here,
Like
right?
a rough little station, yeah, like a just a deck basically with a awning.
Well, I'm going to set up on that with the rifle.
Mags, you were about to say something? No? Okay.
No, I'm just stressed.
So Ulrich is getting up on the roof of the station. Rex, you're going to try and start the train.
Presumably, and then hopefully jump off before it explodes.
And Mags and Maybell, you all are charging in with dynamite.
I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting for Mags to throw the initial stick and for it to go boom, so that I can run in, much like I did with the little effigy figure, and try and grab the spike in the chaos.
Rex, you get on the train. There's nobody on it, but there's a handbrake. The fire is still stoked. You could add a little more coal to it and get it moving. Ulrich, you position yourself on the roof, no problem. Maybell and Mags, you come running up the side here, attempting to disrupt decorum, as it were. As you all reach your appointed positions, all four simultaneously of the high priests drive the spikes straight into the ground. No hammer, nothing. And it passes through the wood and of the railroad trestle like a knife through butter. Out of the crowd steps a figure all clothed in black. And as you all are racing towards this, he begins chanting in discordance with the rest of the chanting. So on top of in a certain different rhythm from everything else. And as he begins to chant, the spikes begin to glow, and an unearthly yellow-green glow starts to come out from behind, from around them, and envelop the the cultists. I don't know why I said pie. And
The whole pie.
the fabric of reality behind the black-clothed cultist splits, and it sort of rips open, and beyond it you see infinity, twinkle lights of stars stretching out into forever, and a sinuous tendril of smoke comes out of the portal, and as it enters your realm, it starts to coalesce into a solidified tentacle. It sort of reaches around this rip in reality and sort of grabs a handhold on nothing and starts to pull something forward. As the individual in all black holds a knife up above their head.
I'm shooting him in the
Throw
head.
the dynamite.
One moment. Why is this? Okay. Emily, roll me dynamite, explosives or throw. And Ulrich, roll me firearms rifle.
Success. Just regular.
Okay. How'd you do, Mags? You're muted.
You're muted. It just adds
Sorry.
to the tension.
I'm trying to figure out how I can justify pushing this roll.
I push you closer to the action.
If failure, it doesn't matter. I was making you guys roll for tension.
I failed really hard.
Well, that's perfect. As you throw that dynamite and as you fire the rifle, that glow that's surrounding the spikes comes out further, and the dynamite hits it, and poofs, and the bullet hits it, and sort of just, it's like they're unmade as reality is beginning to warp around this. And the high priest drives the knife into his chest, and out of the wound, more light erupts, and it starts to swirl, and it's almost flowing out of him into the spikes in the railroads, adding
We need to take that guy down.
How far are we from this spectacle right now?
We're at the outer edge of the cultist perimeter, so about you and Mags are about 50 feet. Sheriff Rex, you can see all of this happening through the viewport of the engine as you're getting it moving up. It's starting to chug. And Ulrich, you are closest on top of the. You're about 25 feet on top of the station here.
How high up am I?
10 feet.
Fuck.
8 feet.
I'm gonna jump off, and I'm gonna do that thing where you hold the gun and you just start levering shots as I walk forward.
The cultists are almost they don't stop you, and that's something that all of you have noticed. They haven't stopped their chanting. Conceivably, if they stop their chanting, the ritual fails. As Ulrich starts unloading shots, they start to waver, but they close ranks, and more energy starts to pour out of this chest, and another tentacle comes through the rip in reality. As you get closer and closer, once your bullets hit that barrier, they get unmade.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I would kind of like, because I would be taken aback by this. I'm not a fighty person. This is real weird. I would kind of put a hand on Mags's back, and if she turned around to meet my eye line, just, do you think your hammer could break one of the spikes?
I sure can try.
I'm coming with you.
I
So,
pull it out my belt and charge in.
I would try and like run just a little bit faster to maybe shoulder a little bit more space for her to get some leverage.
to make sure I don't get myself Thanos'd, are there people within this green shimmer?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's taken over the first couple
affecting
ranks of the cultists now.
Okay, so it's just affecting the damage we try to cause on these guys.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look back and yell, "How's that fucking train coming?"
It is starting to chug forward now. It is moving, but it's slow. It's slow to start up. It was cooled down. Go ahead, Rex.
Well, I can't hear you over the train. Yeah,
I'm gonna run up and punch the guy in the black.
Okay.
Is the train moving at least? Like
It is. Yeah,
Okay.
it is moving forward, and you're able to like hang out the window and toot if you wanted to.
Play conductor.
I'm gonna hang out the window and silver bullet the guy in black.
Roll me
Seems-
handgun shoot.
See if
Shoot
silver's
handguns.
any better.
Ulrich, as you enter this green barrier, it seems to slow down a little bit, like you're moving through jelly. And as you push with all of your being to reach this individual, as more and more power comes out of him, and his skin sort of like sucks back like the Indiana Jones scene, and another tentacle reaches through, you get to him and swing with all of your might, and his body has sort of started to crumble at this point, but you catch him in such a way. How'd you do on the gun?
Hard success.
Hard success. The silver bullet comes spinning through, and it hits the green, and it doesn't immediately evaporate, but it starts to move slower. Ulrich, you connect with this cultist, and his body gives way behind your punch, and the both of you tumble through the rift in reality. As you do, as soon as it passes through, the power coming out of his chest wound is cut off. The tentacles whip in a frenzy and a fury as the portal starts to close, and the energy field around the spikes begins to dissipate and close back in. And you tumble through the rift as it closes behind you, Ulrich. It snaps shut on the tentacles as they snap off and fall. And as soon as they hit the earth in our reality, they turn to dust and cast away. The train now is moving now, and it travels. It starts to push through the cultists as Mags and Maybell run up. When it hits the spikes that are actually the special spikes, you hear a very distinct pop, 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 pop as the train rolls across. And there's a backlash that runs through all of the cultists, almost like lightning coming back from the spike. It reflects out first to the person in the tip of the pyramid, and it ripples all the way through the back. And they all drop dead around you as the train slowly picks up speed and moves past where all the cultists are. It squelches a few of them that didn't get off the tracks. But there's this sort of implosion of power, and then it poofs back out, and you all feel buffeted as if by a huge warm wind, and then it's quiet.
Is the train still
They're all.
Unless oh no,
Rex... I was jumping off of it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the train keeps moving slowly into the distance.
Does it explode?
Did you put dynamite in it?
I thought that was the... Okay. Anyways. No, I just got on a train for no reason.
Sorry, I thought you were going to drive the train into them.
I was going to try, and I was hoping it would, like if I, didn't slow down for a turn, and it jumped the tracks, the dynamite would explode on the middle of them. But they're pretty much all dead at this point?
They are all dead. Not pretty much all dead. They are all dead. There was a feedback from the destruct. So when the railroad, the weight of the train popped the spikes as it went over them, and there was a feedback that rippled back through all of the cultists, and they all dropped dead.
And are any of the spikes still there?
They are still in the driven into the railroad tie, but they all have a crack across the top of them. You can see.
Is there
Go ahead. I was going to say, given my experience with the mythos so far, would I be able to repeat that chant to open this back up, perhaps if I had some assistance? Or at least I think I'm going to try regardless of whether I think I can do it or not. Because I don't it doesn't sit right with me that Ulrich is gone.
You don't have the materials currently to repeat this.
He's going to try anyways. I'll probably get a knife out and cut my hand and attempt to repeat what I heard. Just to open it, see if I can get him back, but...
Is there any sign of him? Like, shell casings, is there anything here?
Yeah, I mean, he walked up unloading his gun as he walked, firing.
And then
there's shell casings, there's footprints, and then as he tumbled through, there's nothing on the far side of the rift.
Mags, where did he go?
Except for the rifle that he had been carrying that was your dad's rifle. It is laying on the ground where he had dropped it to charge through heroically.
Belly, you saw what was happening with the things not quite being here.
But
I think he's not quite here too now.
But where did he go?
I don't know. I think it's likely that he went wherever all this came from.
Dallas, you're gonna hurt yourself. Dallas!
He's probably already squeezing his hand, trying to get as much blood out as he can.
I'm gonna kind of just cup his fist in my hand and try and raise it so that it'll coagulate and stop bleeding.
What are you doing?
He's gone.
I can get him back.
He's gone. You saved us all. saved everybody.
We need to destroy the spikes.
They look already, well, I guess for good measure, and I'm gonna try to take my hammer and just smash one of them as hard as I can.
Now, Rex, you haven't seen this yet, but when Mag swings her hammer, a blue nimbus appears around it as it gets closer to the spikes. And when it connects with each spike individually, they sort of do this shatter from the point of impact to the tip. And there's nothing left but crystal shards in the holes.
I slide my hammer back into my belt and just worked.
Why didn't we do that when we had it in our possession?
We were supposed to bring it to Logan. We were
Yeah,
supposed to bring
just
it.
we didn't think we needed to destroy it back then.
I'm gonna start going through all the robes of the many dead cultists to see if I can find anything.
You find some things, and as you begin going through the robes, you all hear a thunder of hooves as a large group of Native Americans come tumbling down from the hills. At their head is Hitoke. He sort of helps you all clean up. We'll go through at a future date some of the things that you find here on the cultists. But essentially, he makes sure that you all are safe. They clean up the area. They take you back. And eventually, Hitoke puts you in contact with another member of the Royal Society, the Royal Academy for the Preservation of the Natural Order. And you all are instilled as agents, if you so choose, of Rapno. They set you up in San Francisco in some very nice accommodations while they are waiting for your first case assignment and future permanent lodgings. You never fully shake the feeling that Ulrich's not gone, right? He's not gone. He's gone somewhere else. And that is how we are going to wrap up season 1. We are going to have one quick epilogue. This is like an after
epilogue.
Yeah, an epilogue. We're going to do a quick after credit scene here. I know we're running way over time and I apologize, but I really wanted to get this. You all are sitting in the hotel restaurant that is very richly appointed. It's nice. You guys are relaxing for the first time in months. And in through the front door strolls a familiar figure. A cowpoke. He comes up and slaps a gold coin on the counter and asks for their finest whiskey. And as he turns to survey the audience with a cocky smile on your face, you all see that it's Jeb Rasmussen.
That fucker!
Shoot
I'm out of my seat and beating this shit out of him as soon as I can close the distance between us.
And we get sort of that freeze frame as Maybell and Mags are coming in with left and right hooks as his face gets pummeled there in the restaurant.
Oh yeah, absolutely pummeled.
Just beat to a pulp. And then you guys can take all his money and we'll explore some of those ramifications in season 2. Thank you all so much for joining us. I apologize that we went a little long that episode, but we needed to wrap it all up, and that is the end of season 1 of Iron, Dust, and Blood. Unfortunately, Lord Fancy will not be joining us moving into season 2. I kept that from the other cast members so that we could have a dramatically appropriate ending for Ulrich Wolf. He's still out there somewhere, but we do have a new cast member that will be joining us in two weeks. So we're going to take a week off. Give me some time to write and rest, and we will be back at it. We'll be making a few changes to what we're doing here, and we'll see how our adventurers want to continue as agents of the Royal Academy. Wait, Royal Academy for the Preservation of the Natural Order.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
This is your organization, sir.
Look, I'm it's real hot down here. Just saying. Let's do some quick outros. Let's start with Ulrich Wolf, with Lord Fancy. Are you satisfied with that ending for Ulrich? And where can folks find you?
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna go out, you got to go out in style, right? So you might as well punch the bad guy in the face and just disappear. You know, you can't get better than that. So, yeah. But even though I will be gone from this show, which has been very dear to me, you can still catch me on Tuesdays for Outbreak Undead while we are doing that, and Wednesdays over on my channel under Lord Fancy, where we are currently in Baldur's Gate. So, yeah, I'm still doing the things, even though I died today.
Gone but not forgotten. Sheriff Rex. I guess we can't really call you Sheriff Rex anymore. Maybe we can call you Agent Rex.
Maybe. Probably more like, I don't know. He's probably going to turn into a librarian at this point, trying to find books on ways to get Ulrich back.
That will be fun to explore. Where can folks find you during the weeks?
Well, right now, not too many places except on Games with These Beautiful People. So wherever they are, usually I'm there. We do have, I can't announce it yet, but I can't announce the exact date, but I do know probably towards the middle or end of next month, we're going to be starting a Call of Cthulhu campaign. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. But that's going to be on, well, it'll be co-streamed on my current channel and the Nerd Honest channel. But Nerd Honest is going to be, we're going to be starting to stream things there. So that'll be exciting. Good times. Yeah. So, but otherwise, at Mason Dula on Twitter, I sometimes post a thing or like a thing, but you know, whatever, man.
And Ms. Emily.
Hi everyone. So yeah, I'm Emily. You can find me on all the socials at Emily the Spoon. Or just look for Bard and Barbarians Twitter and look for hashtag the special friend. That's honestly, if that were a thing, it would be more of a Twitter presence than I actually have. I am right now. This is all that we have going on stream-wise. Although I guess the World of Darkness stream will be coming back eventually, soon-ish. I don't remember the date.
We talked about it, and then everyone changed their minds. So soon.
Soon, TM.
Soonish.
So yeah, that's it. I'm done.
And last but not least, Diana. I'm real hot.
You can find me here on Tuesdays for our Outbreak Undead, Thursdays for more Iron, Dust, and Blood, Tuesday and Thursday mornings, Justice and I do a show called But What If, where we talk about cool Kickstarters, TTRPG news, and we usually do a fun survival scenario. Additionally, right now, I am currently running a Vampire the Masquerade campaign for Play Renegade. We are in Miami. It is called The Nightlife. I have a wonderful cast for that one. Gabe Hicks, Nora Ibrahim, Jen Kretschmer, and Cynthia Marie. So that is Wednesday evenings at 7:30 Pacific over on Play Renegade.
I've been your storyteller. I can't appreciate you all. I can't express my thanks enough for all of you sticking around through this entire season. This has been my first time running a Call of Cthulhu game, and it's I think it was a little rocky at times, but you know what, we made it through, and this cast is amazing. I couldn't imagine doing this with a different cast because I would have failed spectacularly. So the real appreciation goes to them. You can find me. You can find me at outnumbered. 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 You can find me at on the social medias is Stashmandu. This upcoming Monday, I will be on the Norse Foundry channel playing some Cyberpunk for the next 2 Mondays in a row. And all the places Diana mentioned, and with Emily and Mason on Fridays and Diana. And my schedule's getting packed, and it's a lot of fun. I wouldn't have made it through this past year without streaming and this wonderful community. So I thank you all every single day, every single time that I do one of these streams. I love it, and I thank you all so much for sticking with us. Simon doing something.
Oh, yeah.
Or Critical Role. I'm
not going to raid Critical Role. We did that once. I'm never doing it again.
Make sure you find all these folks and follow them. That's one of the easiest ways you can support them. And don't forget that we do have the t-shirts and the mugs available. And the proceeds for the t-shirts go directly to this cast for helping us make this happen. So thank you all so much. I know it's late on the East Coast.
Emily, go to bed.
And follow Lord Fancy on social media because he's got something else going on tomorrow and you want to find out about it.
Or if you want to talk about it, I can wait and hit the raid now button.
Okay. I thought we were going.
In like 10 seconds.
Oh, I thought we were going to. I completely forgot to mention, quick aside, I'm sorry, Justice, that was a beautiful rollout. My bad. But yes, tomorrow I'm doing a one-on-one shot with Art Is My Voice Co, because he was not with us on Wednesday. So we'll be following up to see what he did while our party arrived at Baldur's Gate. So if you have an hour in your evening, come on over.
Fun stuff.
Yay! All right, now we'll raid Simon and say goodnight to everybody. So
good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Buddy.
Have a good
Bye.
evening. Don't fall into any portal.